Hey, okay. So yeah, I want to talk about, you know, best in slot Fury Warrior stuff coming out AQ40. So we're gonna do that. Had to get the stream running correctly. First of all, this guy definitely looks like he should be talking about Fury. He looks like he's a freaking Fury Warrior himself. Got the scar going on the face, you know. I can see a battle axe in his hand.
Guys, it's your boy DanBoi back with another video.
Your boy
Today,
DanBoi.
I wanna
Oh, he has
show
some good
you
videos. I
what
like to
priority
watch
list I would
some other
use in
stuff he
Phase
does.
5 in AQ when we get to it. It's coming out in less than a month now. World Instance won't be open till probably 5 to, well, it depends on your server, 5 to 7 weeks, but we're super excited for that. And that's why I made a priority list with loot for you, which items are best in slot the rest of the game, which are the biggest upgrades in AQ,
I'm watching this for the first time, so
and just a look at the decent
get a
upgrades.
real
So
reaction
you,
off of it.
you kind of get a priority list of what loot you want first. And at the end, we'll look at the different weapons for each race and which are best in slot. If you like this sort of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below.
Yeah, what he
We would
said.
greatly appreciate it. I also stream on Twitch Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday from 7 to 11 p.m. plus 2 GMT. Let's get into it.
So yeah, um, by all means, this is his list, not mine. But we're doing some good content, so I like to review it and see what he has. And I don't necessarily agree with everything, but it's pretty spot on. So let's go. Let's see what he has to say.
So, I've simmed this priority list through Fight Club spreadsheet. You probably all know it by now.
Uh, I like Fight Club spreadsheets, but they do prioritize hit a little bit too much over 6%. I've noticed in their sims. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the link for that at the bottom, so you guys can check that out as well if you're interested in checking out some Fight Club spreadsheets. Actually, but it'll help you if you got like two pieces of gear, like let's say flame guards and sacrificial gauntlets that you're not sure which one you want to go with. You can sim it, and you take the hit and figure out what's going on. In mine, it actually simmed lower. Actually, flame sacrificial gauntlets simmed higher than flame guards, but I still use my flame guards because I'm over the 6% cap. So I feel that it was prioritizing that hit a little bit too much. But let's go see what he has to say.
It's an Excel spreadsheet where you can sim all your gear and you can use whatever buffs you want and put them in. So in this priority list, we've used Onyxia buff, CG buff, and Songflower buff. I have excluded Paladin and Shaman buffs because we want to do it for both sides, right? Alliance and Horde. The Phase 4 BIS gear is in
Horde.
this tab. I will post a link for this priority list in my description down below. And you can check out the gear here. It's the best gear you can get in Phase 4, in my opinion. Lionheart, Onyxia Tooth Pendant, Drake Talon Pauldrons, Cloak of Draconic Might, Savage Gladiator Chain, Berserker Braces from Warsong Ghouls Exalted, CTS, Maldath, Striker's Mark, Diamond Flask, Hand of Justice, Quick Strike Ring, Circle of Applied Force, Chromatic Boots, Legates of the Fallen Crusader. This won't be the same for Hordes, but it doesn't really matter that much. Onslaught Girdle, and Sacrificial Gauntlets.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop him right there. Okay, so this, yes, Lionheart, yes, Nixia, debatable between that and the Hakar necklace. Yes, this is good. Yes. Now this, a lot of people are gonna get mad at me, good, but I don't think. Well, if you do PvP at all, my best in slot is the Legionnaire chest and legs, which in Sims, as he says, outdoes the Savage Gladiator chain. Also, what did he have for the bracers? Come on.
Drake Talon Pauldrons, Club of the Chronic Might, Savage Gladiator Chain, Berserker Braces from Warzone Goals Exalted.
Okay. So he's not including PvP gear, but he's including the Berserker Bracers, which most people won't have. But maybe, be honest, who grinds the shit out of Warzone Gouch, especially on Horde? It's a shit show. So the bracers that you want instead of those are, let me see. I know what they're called. I can't think of their name. They come from Molten Core. Let's see. Best in slot bracers. Classic. The wrist guards of stability. Yeah, those give you 24 strength, 8 stamina, which I think are, more likely for most people to get for their BIS list rather than these. And also, obviously, you want the axe off of Neff and the other axe that drops in BWL. What's it called? I don't remember. And
CTS, Maldath, Striker's Mark, Diamond Flask, Hand of Justice, Quick Strike Ring, Circle of Applied.
Circle of Five. I think the Master Dragon Slayer's ring is better because you get the hit with a different combination, and the way he has it set up, it's better. It's a better ring than Circle of Applied Force, but like I said, it's negotiable or debatable.
Force, Chromatic Boots, Legates of the Fallen Crusader. This won't be the same for Hordes, but it doesn't really matter that much. Onslaught Girdle and Sacrificial Gauntlets. So let's get into the loot priority. So I split the priority list into best in slot items rest of the game, the biggest DPS upgrades you can get in Phase 5 from AQ, the decent upgrades, weapons for humans, orcs, and edge master users. So let's take it from the top. Best in slot items rest of the game. You're gonna have Gauntlets of Annihilation.
Yep.
And at the same time, these are the biggest DPS upgrade you can get as well. And these are best in slot the rest of the game. Hive Defiler Wrist Guards, 23 strength and 18 agility. Again, these are the second highest DPS upgrade you can get in Phase 5. The third and last item that is best in slot rest of the game is Conqueror's Balders.
Yeah.
But a thing to note here is that these are not a huge DPS upgrade if you already have Drake Talon Pauldrons. Also, if you're using rank 10 shoulders and rank 10 head, you want to get these as probably one of the last items. Moving on to the biggest DPS upgrades. As mentioned, Gauntlets of Annihilation are the biggest DPS upgrade you get in there. Hive Defiler Wrist Guards are the second biggest. And these two are also, like mentioned, best in slot the rest of the game. As for the third item, we have Conqueror's Leggards. This is only for Alliance. These are best in slot. As for Hordes, it is actually Titanic Leggings.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, hold on. Titanic Leggings give you 30 strength, plus 2 hit, plus 1 crit. And these things,
but I must admit they are very close to.
Not even close. I mean, yeah, you get a little bit more you get a little bit more strength or whatever, but you don't get 2 hit, 1 crit. Now you get a crit off the agility, but I mean, it's so much easier to get Titanic leggings, and they improve your DPS. So, what would be the point?
Each other on DPS, at least if you sim it. So if you want to have that extra stamina and so forth from Conqueror's Legrods as a horde, I would definitely go for these. The fourth item is Jumgabar. It is an insane trinket, and
Yep.
This is Maxi Mahawi. He started a Shopify store, and in his first 45 days,
it's just going to be awesome to use this together with all your other cooldowns. You're going to use it 10 seconds into your Death Wish. You can use it with your Mighty Rage potion, and it's just going to be incredible. It after 10 seconds, you've gotten around 350 extra attack power from this trinket, and at the end, it's around 700 attack power. Just mental. Breastplate of Annihilation is the 5th and biggest DPS upgrade we have here.
Off the boss, first boss.
If you have Savage Gladiator Chain, it is a decent upgrade, I'd say. But if you have something worse than Savage Gladiator Chain, this is just a huge improvement. Moving on to decent upgrades. So, just to recap it up, sum it up. Of course, you want to prioritize these 5 items first. But again, it also depends on what kind of items you have, right? Like if you have Devil's Hour legs, you definitely want to get Conqueror's Legrods. If you have something that's BIS in phase 3, you definitely want to get one of these 5 items, you know? But it depends on which items you have. So I can't help you with that, but I can give you a look into what are the biggest upgrades for a fully geared phase 4 warrior. Moving on to decent upgrades. We have the Barb Choker, which is going to be really nice. It's 10 stamina, 1% crit, and 44 attack power. We finally have a replacement for Onyxia Tooth Pendant. So again, if you...
I mean, the Heart of a Car is almost as good as that too. So, you know, it's debatable, but I mean, that's obviously better than both. But like I said before, Heart of a Car, maybe just Horde, I don't know. Sim's better than an Audi necklace if you have the right amount of hit in other places.
If you don't have Onyxia Tooth Pendant, if you have some blue item or something, this is going to be a huge upgrade for you. Next, we have Larvae of the Great Worm.
Yep.
1% crit and 18 attack power, replacing Striker's Mark. Please do remember though that you need 6% hit if you have 3 or 5 weapon skill with both your weapons. Don't just replace an item and go below 6% hit. That would be a big mistake, and you'll actually lose DPS from that. The next upgrade we have is Conqueror's Boulders. This is the best in slot item rest of the game. You shouldn't have to rush getting it, and you're gonna fight for the tokens against all the other classes that has the same token as you. So don't stress it, only if you wanna have the shoulders for the looks, right? As for the ring here, Ring of the Karate Fury, this is best in slot for hordes. For alliance, you have Circle of Applied Force from Blackwing Lair, because it stacks with Blessing of Kings. So Horde would go for Ring of the Karate Fury, and Alliance sticks with Circle of Applied Force. As for Cloak of Fallen God, this is from Eye of Situn. It's like the Onyxia head. It drops once every time you kill Situn, and it's one of 3 rewards, and the other rewards are really good for healers and caster DPS. So don't expect to get this really fast, and it is a really small upgrade from Cloak of the Chronic Might from Blackwing Lair. So don't bother too much with this item, to be honest. There's a reason it's in the bottom as well. So weapons is always a little it's always a very interesting with the warriors when you make these guides. So weapons for humans, if you're lucky enough to be killing Kazakh every week with your guild or in some coalition, obviously Empyrean Demolisher and Anubisath Warhammer from Trash and AQ is going to be your best in slot weapons. simply because of the chance on hit on Empyrean Demolisher and the improved mace skill. If you, on the other hand, do not kill these bosses, just like me, I never get to kill casting. I've never killed casting.
Folks, what you're looking at here will probably go down as the biggest stock market
They're doing some
breakthrough
ads
in
today,
history.
huh?
It's like in my WoW Classic life. You want to be getting chromatically tempered sword in main hand and Maldat in offhand. If you do not have chromatically tempered sword, your second pick is going to be the Ancient Kiraju Ripper from Frankris in AQ. It's almost on par, but there is a tiny difference. As for orcs, you want to get Blessed Kiraju War Axe in your main hand. You get this from a token that drops from some certain bosses in AQ40, and you have to turn in some.
See how they screwed Horde with this? Like, they make an axe, right? And knowing orcs have 5 weapon skill. But they make it a paladin axe. They make it a plus 10 intellect axe. They could have put plus 10 strength, plus 10 agility, 19 stamina instead of 9. No, they make 10 intellect. I don't know. I mean, it's still really good. Look at the the damage per second. It's got a slower attack speed for your main hand. Crit, a little bit of attack power there, but still, it's like, why have the plus 10 intellect? I mean, paladins are not using an axe. I mean, that's just like, here you go. We don't need this. You have no good weapons. You're a paladin, human, whatever. Whatever.
And stuff like that, but it has a really low drop rate as far as I know. This is what you want to use in main hand, and you want to use Cruel Shuruk in offhand from Blackwing Lair. As for non-humans, non-orcs, so the Edgemaster users, your first choice of main hand would be Chromatically Tempered Sword or the Blessed Kiraju War Axe. If you can't get these, well, you can go with the Ancient Kiraju Ripper, like we did for humans. But again, the stats are not as great, basically. As for offhand, you obviously want Desting. It's an insane dagger. You're probably not going to get it because it has 2% drop rate, less than the bindings from Molten Core. And the rogues and tanks probably want it. So your realistic pick for offhand would be either Cruel Shuruk from Blackwing Lair or the Pugio.
He says realistic. That axe has never dropped for me in Blackwing Lair, and I've done Blackwing Lair every week since it came out successfully. So, saying realistically, the thing doesn't drop a lot either. So don't bank on that. As far as when you're talking about items that you want to get as a Fury Warrior, you have to kind of take the mindset as like, if I can get something. Well, if you're an orc, any axe that you can get it. I don't care if a Manslayer drops. It's like, oh, that's uh, the crappiest epic axe you can get, dude. It's better than Frostbite in your offhand. You pair that with a, I don't know, Deathbringer or a Doom's Edge, and you're doing pretty solid numbers. So they'll just look at best in slot for as far as weapons goes, because realistically, it's, man. Some people are lucky, but a lot of people, no.
So basically, Blessed Kiraju War Axe and the Pugio is both from a token that drops, like I mentioned before, for orcs. And it is more attainable than Desting with 2% drop rate. That sums up the priority list. If for talents, you can go into this link again and see what Fury spec I use in my talents.
This is what he uses, but it's pretty much what every competent Fury Warrior uses. You hit 90 plus, 80 plus parses, you have this as your setup. Yeah. Exactly what I have. I never even looked at one of these.
Pretty straightforward. As for Phase 5 BIS gear, this is how it's gonna look for humans at least. Orcs, you just change it like I just mentioned in the list before. And the same goes for Edgemaster users. You're not going to be using Goddess of Annihilation. Obviously, you're going to be using Edgemasters. that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed. I will be posting a link down in the description below with this priority list so you can use it through all of phase 5. If you have any questions or the like, feel free to throw me a comment down below. A like and a sub would also be greatly appreciated if you want to see more of this kind of warrior content. I do also stream on Twitch Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday from 7 p.m. till 11 p.m.
But yeah, I mean, it's a decent guide, but I don't agree with everything in it. But then again, he's Alliance, so I'm Horde.